Okay, enough of that. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Balls Deep, where we're going to get balls deep into tonight's movie. My name is Peter.
I'm Brian.
And tonight we're getting balls deep into Deadpool. Fucking love this character. The anti-hero of all comic book characters, one of my personal favorites, and not just because the movie has been made. I fucking loved the movie. I thought it was fan-fucking-tastic.
No, it was a lot of fun. I was actually kind of surprised by how well done it was.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, as fanboys of Marvel Universe and comic books, and especially the Merc with a mouth, if you will, they weren't going to fuck this up. They were not going to mess this one up. They
could have.
They could have easily fucked this up.
A lot of ways.
Ryan Reynolds carried this. I mean, I've done a little bit of research on it. Ryan Reynolds carried this whole fucking project from stem to stern. You know, from it being conceived, he's been working with this whole project, and from day one, him and the rest of the crew that were a part of this, from day one said, no, this is going to be a rated R movie. We're not going to shy away from anything. There's going to be blood, guts, violence. There's going to be cursing.
It's going to be the anti-comic book.
Exactly,
movie.
And this is exactly what everybody who is a fan of Deadpool, old or new, if you're a bandwagon fan, doesn't fucking matter. This character is awesome. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Reynolds fucking
Kills it.
I mean, I can't think of another actor in the world that would be a better would be better suited for Deadpool.
Yeah, you can see just how passionate he is about this character. And like a lot of actors, I could see like being pissed that they have to wear a mask so much, but
yeah, show my face. Yeah. No, Ryan Reynolds is just like, no, this is not about me as the actor. This is about the character.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I was happy when you go for this type of movie, this kind of spoof where you're going to be breaking the fourth wall, you have a hero who's very self-aware of what he's in. It's very easy to come off as very smug.
Yeah.
Or, like just tooting its own horn a little too much to the point where it kind of alienates the audience. And you just kind of you off-put them to the movie because like it's so smug and it's too self-aware that it just kind of winds up
like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now, I love the movie, don't get me wrong, but it does have an air of smugness to it.
Yes.
I mean, I do like the fact that he's walking around talking to the camera every 5 seconds.
But they really struck that balance with it. Yeah. It wasn't too over the top. It was like he was kind of, instead of like making you feel stupid, it was more just like he was just like letting you in on the joke of like what was going on.
And for an origin story movie, this was awesome. I mean,
really interesting paced and structured. I really liked it.
The flashbacks to flash forwards to to the here and now. I mean, everything was awesome. Very well balanced with everything. I mean, the whole. So this is a non-spoiler, but the whole opening sequence was just a riot.
Now,
I don't usually pay attention to the very beginning.
One of the best opening title sequences I think in a while.
I don't usually pay attention to opening sequences because it's just you're going to see a whole bunch of names of people that you don't fucking care about or they're in the movie and you know who they are. But this was just...
And this movie knows that.
Yeah, and it just was a riot from the minute the fucking screen went from black to... it was just,
shot, yeah.
It was awesome. It was really, really good. So cinematically, it was par for the course. It was your average superhero movie.
Yeah, it was competently.
It was very well done. Nothing to rag on that. There weren't any horrible shots. There weren't
the fight scenes I thought were. Well, there wasn't too much shaky cam.
No, there was hardly any shaky cam. Really.
Hardly any. A little during the car chase sequence at the beginning. But other than that, actually, yeah, you're right. The fight choreography was actually pretty well done. They kept it pretty wide, so you can actually see what was going on. Wasn't too choppy.
Even the fight
wise.
Scene with Colossus and Angel. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of. Of course, there wasn't a whole lot going on with that fight scene anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there was a lot of sexual tension with that one, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't really think of anything that I did not like or did not enjoy about this movie.
Yeah. And I loved that it wasn't too big. It's like with so many of these superhero movies, it's always either the world is going to get destroyed or the universe is going to get
this
destroyed.
was very cut and dry.
It's very
simple.
it's grounded. It doesn't get too big for its britches. It doesn't get over bloated. With all of this like. I mean, like, there's this whole kind of the plot of the super soldiers, slave soldiers that they're trying to engineer, which is where he comes from. But I mean, it's enough. It kind of sets it all up. It doesn't really go into too much detail.
And I like how the origin story for the costume comes around. Like, he starts out with a fucking hoodie, and he just takes it from there. It's just like one step after another. I mean, it makes me think of the first Spider-Man movie that came out way back when, where he
during the wrestling match.
Yeah, during the wrestling match, he creates this he's
wearing like pajamas,
sweatshirt, pajama, biker glove ensemble going on, and it was a little, it's a little far fetched, but it was a cool origin story for his costume. This one, I think they did a much better job, and the fact that they're not holding anything back, and they're throwing F-bombs left and right.
I think maybe that was part of it. It was because I don't think the budget for this movie was nearly what other Marvel movies would have gotten for a budget, because obviously it's going to be rated R, but so you can't have that giant.
Again, that's one of the things that you and I have been bitching at Hollywood about. Hollywood is so afraid to put slap a rated R rating on any of their movies, thinking that they're not going to get the audience to come.
Well, not just that, because they have to, every superhero movie you need to dump $200 million minimum into it in order to make it as big as possible, because bigness is going to draw people in.
The explosions, it's like Michael Bay just shit on this on the screen for 2.5 hours with nothing but explosions. That was not this. I mean, there was one explosion? One explosion. Aside from any car crashes, there was one explosion, and even the car crashes, there weren't explosions. It was a real car crash. It's not the Michael Bay car crash where it runs over a quarter and blows up. These cars are flipping and flying everywhere, and they're not exploding. That's what really fucking happens.
And another good thing, with not being over bloated, also a nice running time. Just about an hour 45 minutes. Perfect. You don't get this fucking my bloated 2.5 hour long. Just.
I told you to fucking silence that shit.
I thought I did.
No, fucking whatever. Jesus Christ. I totally agree with you. The running time, I didn't feel like I had to take a giant piss right after the movie. It was it was a comfortable running time.
Yes, a lot more blockbusters need to
take a lesson from
this. You don't need a 2.5 hour movie.
No. And you don't need to have all the explosions and bullshit that happens. You don't need all those car chases.
And the giant, oh my god, are they going to save the world or not? We know they're going to save the world.
Yeah, it's a fucking...
Are you really going to destroy the world? No, you don't have the balls to do that.
No.
We know that. It's not tense anymore.
So, in conclusion, with our non-spoiler segment, this was a great running time. Nothing special about the cinematography.
But nothing bad either.
Nothing bad. Nothing noteworthy, but absolutely nothing bad about it. And it was very good, well-balanced film. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely going to be on my wish list when this movie comes out on Blu-ray. I'm definitely getting it.
Absolutely, go support R-rated.
Yes. Any last thoughts for the non-spoilers?
No, I mean, it's entertaining. It's a lot of fun. It's obviously very adult-oriented. It doesn't go over the top, though, which I think was awesome as well. There's violence and gore, definitely, but it's not over the top. There's swearing. It's not every other word. It's just they did a really, really good, competent job. I think they created, and just the number of drops of different references to other Marvel movies and other fuck-ups is just enjoyable. So kind of, the more you kind of know about this universe and kind of the Marvel movies, the X-Men, the more the jokes you're going to get. This is definitely a movie that was made for comic book fans and fans of the movies.
So all you fanboys, I mean, I'm sure that you've already seen the movie by the time you're gonna watch this, but all the fanboys out there, yeah, you guys are gonna fucking love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, give us a second. Let's rehash for the spoiler trailer.